What's the weirdest thing a 13-year-old has asked you to do that made you cry? A little girl opened the door and frowned at me. You're 10 minutes late and look like you pick up men on the streets. Are you sure you're qualified to babysit me? When I answered an ad for babysitting at $50 an hour, honestly the first thing I expected was for it to be a scam or something dangerous. But I had nothing to lose. I followed the address to a fancy apartment building and knocked on the door. A 13-year-old girl dressed like Little Miss CEO opened the door. You're 10 minutes late, she said, pointing at her wristwatch. I laughed awkwardly. Better late than never. She looked me up and down and groaned. Oh boy, we have a lot to do. I followed her inside the most gorgeous 3-bedroom apartment in New York, one with literal Roman columns and busts like you'd see in films. She sat down at a table with tea already set up and got straight to business. You're not babysitting. I need you to be my mother. She handed me a folder with a fake backstory as a marketing consultant who travels for work, a school map with teacher names highlighted, and a practice sheet for my fake signature. Parent-teacher conference. Tonight. We leave in 3 hours. I looked around the room for hidden cameras and sat down, looking over the papers. All right, kiddo, where are your parents? She clasped her hands together, all serious, like Sasuke Uchiha always did as a kid. Are you in or out? Because I have 2 others waiting. I smiled and reached out to shake her hand. I'm in. Well, the kid, Abby, seriously coached the crap out of me. I mean, I hadn't tried to memorize anything this hard since high school, and even then I never put this much effort. She drilled all her information into me, her full life story compact like a wiki page that I can't just control F in front of the teachers. She had me change my clothes into the plaid that only rich people really wore, and had me fix my makeup into something simpler, less flashy. Don't promise follow-up emails. If they mention volunteering, you travel for work. Don't smile too much. You're a busy woman who loves her daughter but doesn't have time for school politics. Got it? I yawned and nodded. Oh, I super duper got it. She rolled her eyes and stood in the mirror fixing herself. So, why isn't your mom around to do this with you? Work is more important than me, she stated matter-of-factly, like it wasn't one of the saddest things a 13-year-old could say. Don't you miss her? She shrugged. I don't miss anyone or anything. I have everything I need here. If I want something, I have a credit card. I almost spat out my drink. Okay, what about groceries? School supplies? Dinner and breakfast? Delivery? Housemaid? Whatever I need, I told you. I frowned. Don't you get lonely? Her face grew stiff. She looked at the clock. Enough with the interview. It's time to go. In the Uber, she quizzed me on the backstory. Remember, you're proud but distracted. You love me, but you're busy. At school, Abby transformed into the perfect daughter. She reached for my hand when the first teacher talked about grades, and I acted like an arrogant rich chick just crossing my arms and checking the time like I was busy. But when the science teacher showed her project about anglerfish, Abby acted completely different. From mini CEO to actual kid excited to share her project to a parent, going off script. To my surprise, I felt tears well up in my eyes, and I smiled like I was really proud. She paused, seeing my expression, and grew embarrassed. That was so wonderful, Abby, I shouted, jumping out of my seat to hug her. Stop, she complained, trying to fight back a smile. After meeting with all her teachers, we walked out and both breathed a sigh of relief. I held up my hand in front of her face and grinned. High five! Mission accomplished. Abby squinted at my hand, totally judging me for another childish behavior, but still gave in to the high five. All right, next thing we gotta do is celebrate over chocolate chip pancakes. She shook her head. Those are for kids, I grinned. Then eat all you want, kiddo. As far as I see, we've got 2 great kids right here, you and me. When we stepped into the diner, her eyes absolutely glowed. We sat at a booth and immediately ordered double pancakes for each of us. The first bite she took immediately sent her to tears. Whoa, Abby, what happened? Toothache? It's my mom. She made these when I was young, when dad was still around, before mom's big executive promotion. Now she's too busy to cook. She tried to compose herself, putting that professional mask back on. Hey, I said, you're 13. You're allowed to miss your mom. That's when Abby broke down completely. First real kid tears I'd seen from her. I pulled her into my arms and rubbed her shoulder. Hey, you know what would make me happy? The next time you think about pancakes, you'll also think of me, and all the fun we had today. She nodded slowly and went back to finishing her pancakes. I half carried her back to the apartment. While tucking her in, she asked, half asleep, my birthday's next month. She reached in her drawer and pulled out years of rejected birthday invites sent to her mom's office and handed them to me. I want to hire you again. I ruffled up a hair on her head and smiled. You don't need to hire me. Whenever you need me, I'll be here. She yawned. Bring pancakes.